What's up? What's good? Today we got some stuff to talk about. I actually recorded this video 2 times, but both times it somehow got deleted. The first video actually stopped halfway through for some reason, and then the second one just automatically deleted as soon as I recorded it. I have no clue why that happened. And then I got pissed off, and then I was watching some Sopranos, and I was like, you know what, I need to get this video out. So today we're talking about the Clippers trading Rajon Rondo, Patrick Beverley, and Daniel Oturu to the Memphis Grizzlies for Eric Bledsoe. And yeah, just Eric Bledsoe. So I had some more time to think about this, obviously, since the past 2 videos got, they just got deleted. So I had more time to really think about this, I guess. And I'm going to start off with the Memphis Grizzlies. So the Memphis Grizzlies, great trade for the Grizzlies. I'm going to say right away, if I had to pick one team that won this trade, I would have to say the Grizzlies. Not only do you get off of that it's not a terrible Eric Bledsoe contract, but it's not a good Eric Bledsoe contract. You get rid of that 2-year, I think it's like $18-19 million deal, and you pick up 3 expiring contracts. And one of those 3 guys, which I'm assuming is Rajon Rondo, is probably going to be bought out. Because I just don't think the Memphis Grizzlies really need Ja Morant, Tyus Jones, Patrick Beverley, and Rajon Rondo. They don't need 4 point guards, especially when those point guards can't really play any other positions but the point guard position. They could play the 2, but none of those 4 players are traditional point guards. They're not great at any other position. You're going to get their best value at the point guard position. So regardless, I think they're probably going to buy out Rajon Rondo. They'll probably keep Daniel Oturu. I don't really have much to say about him. And then Patrick Beverley, I actually really like Patrick Beverley from the Memphis Grizzlies. You bring in, he's going to bring that defense. He's going to bring that energy. He doesn't need to take a lot of shots, but I can't believe I'm saying this. He actually can hit the 3-point shot. He's not going to give you a lot of offensive production, but it's not like he's a liability from 3 necessarily. He's going to give you that grit and grind veteran mentality, which I think is going to be great. The Memphis Grizzlies really needed a backup point guard. Not that I don't like Tyus Jones, but I think having a vet guy like Patrick Beverley is going to be huge for them, especially if they're trying to make a playoff push this year. That's really all I got to say for the Grizzlies. Now, when it comes to the Clippers, the more time I thought about this trade, I'm more content with it. I wasn't a big fan of it at first, just because, you're picking up another bad contract and you're getting off of 3 expiring contracts. In my opinion, I would have thought that the Clippers would want to save up cap space for next year's free agency to build around Kawhi and PG, because now you have Marcus Morris, Luke Kennard, Eric Bledsoe. You got some pretty ugly contracts that I would have thought that they would want to try and get away from, but I guess they're just picking up more. Eric Bledsoe, I'll say this, he's going to give you more offensive production than Patrick Beverley, Daniel Oturu, and Rajon Rondo. He's going to give you more offensive production. Not that it's necessarily great offensive production, but it's definitely a step up. And he's also a good defender. Am I a big fan of him with next to Paul George and Kawhi? Not necessarily, just because he's not a great shooter. So I think when he's off the ball, it might look ugly. But one thing that is good with Eric Bledsoe is that you finally have a ball-handling point guard. Guys like Patrick Beverley, Rajon Rondo wasn't really playing, so I'm not going to say too much about him. Those 2 guys are not... All right, I'm not even going to mention Rondo, just because he barely even played for the Clippers. I don't think he would have played anyways this season a lot for the Clippers. But Patrick Beverley's not really a ball-handling point guard. That's the thing that the Clippers was missing. They were missing a guy that could ball handle, play make. And although Eric Bledsoe isn't really a playmaker, he's a guy who can, kind of create his own shot. He better than Patrick Beverley, at least. So I guess that's one thing you get. You get a little bit more offensive production. You may have a game or 2 where he drops 15 or 20 points, in which they need it. And you're not really losing too much defense. I don't know though. I think getting rid of Patrick Beverley, if you were going to get rid of him, you should have gotten something where you were going to get more return for it. Just because Patrick Beverley, I feel like is like a big like heart and soul part of that Clippers team, and just brings that energy and tenacity. And I think to just give him up so loosely for Eric Bledsoe was a little bit questionable. So yeah, I mean the Clippers, I don't think this was a bad trade. Like I saw some people in the Instagram comments saying this is the worst trade of all time, which it's just dumb to say. I don't know. I just don't see how you'd say that. I just don't think it's a huge deal, but at the same time, I just don't think the Clippers need to make that trade. But I mean, I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see how good Eric Bledsoe does. Maybe they eventually trade him halfway through the season for something else. I don't know. Honestly, I think they should look to clear up cap space from guys like Marcus Morris, Serge Ibaka. Well, actually, Serge Ibaka is on expiring, so you probably don't need to do that. But like Marcus Morris, Eric Bledsoe, and Luke Kennard are three guys that I think you should really just look to clear up cap space, maybe get some draft capital, and next year look to get some more pieces. Because with that, you could clear out probably like a good like 20, 30 mil by getting rid of those guys. You're not going to get like a star big name player, but you could get some really good role players around them. And I know a lot of it, especially this trade, is because they want to compete this year, which I don't blame the Clippers for wanting to compete this year. I mean, you got PG and Kawhi, but also it's like you got to look to be sustainable for not only this season, but for next season. And I just think, you know, having the older guys that they have, like Eric Bledsoe and Marcus Morris on these contracts, I think it's just going to ruin not only their sustainability, but their ceiling for years going forward. So that's really all I got to say about that trade. This is, you know, I'm actually happy the other two got deleted because I felt like I got everything that I wanted to say out in this video. I think there was a few things I missed in the other videos. So yeah, not the biggest trade, but I felt like I should probably, you know, give my opinion on it. Anyways, I will see you guys later, and have a good motherfucking day.